Hey guys, Maytag Machine Maniac here. It's been quite a while. I had a request 2 or 3 weeks back to do the tub clean cycle, and it's been about a month since we've had this machine, so now is as good a time as any, and I have a bunch of other requests I'm fielding out, including a sanitized cycle, a full load of towels, and a couple others that I can't remember. If you have requests, just put them in the comments section, what have you. But this was the first request I got. And so, basket clean, you cannot change any settings. These are your settings. That is that. I did modify my lid bypass system just a bit so I could get it to work more effectively. And without further ado, let us begin. Funny enough, the little cycle light goes out. If anyone knows why it does that on this cycle and not any other cycle, please let me know. So it starts off with a softener dispenser flush. So just take this sweatshirt off. Rolling up my sleeves. And after a bit of flushing the dispenser, just enough to coat the bottom, it starts pumping into the hot water. And then it just fills up to the max point, so I will let it fill up, and I'll get back to you. We're still filling. I'd say it's been maybe 2 or 3 minutes. It's harder to tell because whenever it fills, it just says fill. But we're about halfway. This is like 130 degrees. Whew! That's sick ass hot. Right. Other than the fabric softener dispensing at cold water, this is all straight hot water. So, yeah. Still filling. We got maybe a third of the way to go. I mean, it's not going to fill up to the very top. I know that much. The machine's stupid like that, but makes it high efficiency to the next level. Yeah, now we just wash that. Yeah, that's gonna go well. I think, keeping it sterilized would be best, but it's not like shit and piss going there, It's a fucking detergent dispenser. It should be kind of sterile. The tub, however, is a whole other thing. Hold on. Hopefully that's better. But it still says fill. All I did was activate this volume. Whoopsie. This hot water pipe metal is extremely hot to touch normally. Yeah, when we installed the Maytag, the hot and cold pipes were reversed. So for a couple of months, we actually had hot water coming in on the cold setting and vice versa. I think it's only going to fill up to that last set of drain holes. Gotcha. I'm sorry, I had to fucking do that. You wouldn't believe how fucking shitty this thing is sometimes. I mean, I like this machine. The recirculation pump, the fact that I can add more water with a button whenever I feel it's necessary is awesome. but it's sometimes I had an issue where it was in the wash turbine spin and it went out of balance. So instead of trying to rebalance the load, it just jumped into the rinse. And, it was, tub smacking the walls of the cabinet. I mean, all I had in there was 3 sheets. 2 sheets, 3 pillowcases, my bad. The reason it does that, though, or the reason it smacked against the cabinet was that impeller on this machine is fucking powerful. I'm gonna say that much. It's a super powerful wash plate, so it can, with ease, throw, a perfectly balanced load, throw everything to one side and launch into the spin. Which is why I use a bit more water when washing my clothes. So, it's the way I see it, is with the right amount of water, the clothes will bloom, but not, if it has more water, it weakens the agitation just enough, I think, that it doesn't toss half my load to the one end and cause an out of balance situation. Because I load my towels as much as I can around the impeller. And I generally avoid washing loads with only one towel. So things like bath mats. I do 2 bath mats. Occasionally 3, but I'll throw a 3rd bath mat to make that big rug that I washed in the Maytag. Anyway, it started agitating at 46 minutes, or 44 minutes, sorry. This is sort of the top row, right? It's kind of a shame, to be honest with you. Now, I have to apologize for the infrequent uploading. Main thing's been school. School really sucks, and, I need to put that as my top priority more than anything else for obvious reasons. So, I just want to apologize for that. I plan on, during vacations, summer vacation, I plan 1 to 2 videos a week. Maybe 3 if I'm feeling it. Over this April vacation, I'm probably going to pump out 3 videos. But during school weeks, you can expect my video content to be once every 10 to 12 days. I'm trying to be more on the week range, or the once a week range, but that's probably not going to be in my best interest schoolwork-wise. Sounds like the shift actuator is slightly disengaging every so often. I don't know if you can hear it. Now, I didn't add any additives to this. I normally actually throw in a detergent pod right as it's done filling. And, I'll hand wash these. That's what I always did with the Maytag. And then always just hand wash it. Yeah, I guess that works just as well. So like a 1 month update. Ay, suka Berlin. Oi. So much for that modified lid lock. There we go. Oh, you couldn't even see any of it. I was engaging this piece so I could engage. And now it's all disengaged. There we go. That piece is engaged, and that should do it. Makes you get a nice view of the tub. I like that. Sorry about that. Where was I? Oh, 1 month update on this. Machine works very well. I have run, out of all the cycles on here, I have run basket clean, sanitize, I've run that. I ran the jeans cycle, the heavy duty cycle, the bulky item cycle, the towel cycle, the white cycle, the colors cycle, the casual cycle, the delicate cycle, speed wash, and drain and spin. The only 2 cycles I haven't ever used are active wear and cold wash. I do like the quick cycle times this machine has. Yeah, the normal cycle's 38 minutes. That's a wash, rinse, and spin, but of course if you want a deep rinse it's like 47 minutes. I'm gonna go for now. My flashlight didn't turn off. Did it? Nope. Okay. I'm gonna go for now. Catch you back at the next part. Okay. There we go. Oh, sorry. I had to get my phone cord. Trying to plug it the fuck in. Excuse me. You feel so I completely blanked out on the fact that I was filming and I was just thinking of some meme I had seen online. Oh, man, I have a shitty memory. My mind is literally, as I've been filming this segment, been wandering. I mean, hell, today, one of my nicknames at school is DJ Thick. There's a very long story. You know, they threw DJ from, you know, the nickname I go by at school, which is based off of my music stage name, which, you know, long story. Anyway, this girl that I think might like me now. How the fuck did I get on this tangent again? Anyway, because some of you might actually like this story. The girl, you know, I was listening to some music. I pull out one of my headphones just in case anyone wants to talk to me in the hallways. I'm going up to my school. Or going up to my class. This girl says DJ Thick, you know, that's my nickname. And she says, oh my god, I want you to sign my arm. And she says, I want your signature. And I say, where? And she says, on my arm. She just rolls up her sleeve. I'm like, you're serious, aren't you? And she says, yeah. Hey, so I go through with it because I, like, why not? You know, once in a lifetime opportunity. And, you know, then a friend of hers who was right there says, you know, she likes you. And she's like, no, I don't. She's flustered, yada, yada, yada. She's jumping up and down once I finish writing it. And, you know, I do it. It's very sloppy. You know, one, my pen was dying. You know, it was half the time not even, you know, putting out any ink. And it's hard to write on someone's arm. And we're locking up. But it's hard to write on someone's hand. And then, you know, another one of her friends who shared a class with me said, yeah, that she actually liked me. Genuinely, like. I said, oh, okay. I haven't heard that one before because people like to joke about that with me. They seriously do. So, you know, it's an ongoing joke that someone likes me. So, you know, now I don't know what to do. I'm probably going to talk to her or one of her friends tomorrow. Sorry, I just tucked my shoes because I hate those things. But yeah, that was pretty much the interesting thing today. I forget how I went off on that tangent, but whatever. We have 23 minutes. For those curious, I had a couple people on my Instagram actually ask me about this watch. This is a Casio A22, I believe. I forget what I have. I have the manual. I have the box, everything for it. G-Force watch, a G-Shock. I actually love this. It's a really good watch. It's a 20 bar water resistant, so that meant, you know, I could probably hook the watch in this and have it run the normal cycle without any detergent, and it would be just fine. Yep, that's all locked up. But this 4-fin impeller is awesome. It does a lot more work, and it's much better at turning clothes over than the 3-fin impeller. Now, yes, there are 6 and I think maybe even 8-fin impellers, and some people say, oh, this does better. I personally think 4 fins is sufficient, as, you know, you get a quarter little section, and I don't know, it's just my thinking that this is the most efficient and effective style of impeller. As long as the 4 fins come to a race like this, instead of being completely flat. I'm actually creating a song because I'm an EDM producer, so I do electronic music. Excuse me. I'm sampling sounds from this washer and from my Maytag to make a song. Actually, that was this idea suggested to me by a friend of mine, and I'm going through with that. Oh, I'm so tired. According to the manual, this is a pump purge. So what it does is it literally sprays the water And it's basically trying to flush out everything. And I don't know if you can tell, but it did change angles, actually. There's a hidden jet right there. And it will actually change its angle of projection on the water. Which is something I find pretty cool. It also hit this top piece up as well. All the water stuff right there. And that's cool. That's it. It's now labeled in the rinse. So I don't know what it has planned. I know that I've read the manual, so I knew that was the pump purge. Because the manual has the descriptions of all the cycles. Unlock. Alrighty, I'll be back with you once the filling is complete. Alright, so we got... let me roll my sleeves again. 14 minutes on the dot. It's 3 o'clock now. I started filming like 2:30ish. Yeah, it's completely cold. I much prefer warm rinses, to be honest with you. As I feel they use less energy when drying. Because the water, it doesn't take all that water, or all that energy to warm up cold clothes to the point where the water can just evaporate off. They're already much warmer. So I generally do warm full tub rinses. So it's going to be doing maybe 3 minutes of agitation before it locks up and launches into the final spin. Now before anyone asks me to do a revised version of this cycle with a maxed out spin, again, just so you can hear it, spin is not changeable. Nice and cold. I hate the cold. Oh, the cold metal on my hand from the watch. Jesus. I like the cold. Dumbass. I'm already got water on my screen. That's just great. Maybe I should be playing around a little bit. Yeah, so, you know, what do I do in these breaks? I've had a couple of people ask me why I take breaks. One is, I do not feel like filming the washer for the entirety of its cycle. And I'd rather take breaks after certain amounts of agitation, or fills, because, you know, sitting there watching the machine fill is kind of boring. So I do, like, homework. I do bits of homework, bits of classwork, you know, school stuff in between. That way I get some schoolwork done and it's not a complete waste of my time. Also, I dance around listening to techno and hard bass. Mainly hard bass. I mean, I'm getting back into my techno self. Have any of you played the racing game for the PS3, Gran Turismo 5? That game has the best fucking soundtrack I've ever heard out of a video game. Now, they didn't produce any of the songs in it, but they made the best selection of music out there. I mean, hell, one of my favorite songs in the game is the loading song. When you're waiting for a race to start up, Baby Breakbot remix by Pneu, it's P-N-A-U, plays. And it is, you know, every time I'd hear that song, I would wait for the song to be over. Yeah, I would actually be sad if the game had loaded all the way. You know, I loved having long loads because that song was awesome. Which is completely unlike me because I'm fucking impatient. Oops, sorry, the camera's going kind of sloppy. And we're at 10 minutes. Lid lock and impeller, wash plate lock, whatever you want to call it. Agipeller, infuser. Oh yeah, GE called theirs an infuser. Good job, General. Like, fucking bullshit. Yeah, their hydrowave infuser design infuriated me. I never liked that design, ever. To be honest, and after seeing that design, I swore to myself I'd never buy a General Electric appliance. Yeah, I took my watch off. Anyway, that aside, I'd never buy a fucking GE washer. Because appliance is a bit extreme, because we do have a GE profile microwave. But, you know, it's a fucking microwave. What the hell is it going to do? Blow up and start spewing fire in the middle of the night? You know, washers are a bit more because they have a lot of intricate parts. But their infuser system, in my opinion, sucked balls. The machine just sucked. It's a horrible design, in my opinion. You have this, I mean, it's a impeller thing, slightly taller than this, that had 3 fins. It had a locked basket system, well, when the infuser would run, and you had a fabric softener dispenser in the center of the infuser. That was what drove me nuts, was that it's a wash plate. Those are not designed to have fabric softener dispensers within them. They're just not. That's what agitators are for. Because, yes, you have this little pop piece that covers the fabric softener, but what if that piece cracks? Now you get early dispensing of fabric softener, you know, might as well just buy it. You know, what I would do if I had it, and still to this day, if I had it, I would buy a Downy ball and use that instead. And, you know, that brings me to the next thing. The Maytag Centennial Wash Plate Edition never had a fabric softener dispenser. The Maytag Centennial from 2010 that had a wash plate that acted like my Bravos, my previous machine did, came with a Downy ball. They were too lazy, or just, you know, all they did was change out the tub that had been motored and slight programming, but that's it. What the hell is this doing? But they didn't build a fabric softener dispenser. So, you know, you're left using a fucking Downy ball. Why the fuck would I use that? I mean, nothing against Downy. In fact, I love their softener. And, you know, it's a neat little design. I like it. But why can't I just use a fabric softener dispenser like anyone else? You know, why did Maytag have to go out of their way just to do that? That's Maytag. What do you expect? And we are now in the spin. Probably this water is what I'm seeing. I know that discoloration here to here is different, so I'm thinking that it's still water. I don't know. And now we're speeding up. know if anything just popped up on the video. I'm sorry about that. If it did, my phone popped up saying low battery, 20%. Trying to kind of simulate what it sounds like with the lid closed. So it's a lot quieter than this. And with the bathroom door closed, you know, it's also good. And also with the fact that the dryer is 10 times louder than this, I think we're safe on how loud this machine is. Hot suka. Oh. Alrighty, that concludes the basket clean cycle. I was about to say drain and spin for whatever reason. I'm doing my best to slow this down as well. Yeah, I know it's dangerous, which is why I only put my hand in. And for brief periods at a time. I know what I'm doing, actually, believe it or not. See? There you go. Need to fix that. There we go. Alrighty, I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next video.